All right, I'm on channel with videochefs.com, and I'm giving you kind of a behind the scenes look at my setup. So before you even start shooting a few things, you got to set up you got to set up your camera, regardless of what kind of camera. You got to set it up. If you're shooting it yourself, like I do 95% of the time, you got to make sure the shot looks good. So you got to take a bunch of takes, take a test video, talk for a couple of seconds, and go back and check it because you want to be framed correctly. So I'm always trying to frame myself in the center for the most part, in the upper third of the frame with a little bit of headroom, a smidgen of headroom. It shouldn't be cut off at all, right? You shouldn't be, down like this when you're recording a video. And then you got to check your audio. So those are, I test the audio. I make sure the video looks right. Make sure my lights are set up all before I even start recording. Got to set up the tripod, of course. So, I'm really excited because I'm actually shooting this. I've done a lot of tutorials I'm all about mobile video right now. I'm really into creating high quality videos with your mobile device, whether you have a smartphone, a tablet, an Android, or iPhone. And so I'm actually shooting this with an Android phone right now. I'm going to tell you more about it once we get into the video. This is my intro, so it's going to run a little bit longer because I want to set it up. So I recently had a conversation with an entrepreneur online. He met me on LinkedIn and we had a Skype chat. He was asking me about green screen. And so he's like, Monty, I've been having some trouble pulling the green out. There's some spots where it just is really bright and I can't get it to work. And my advice to him was not to green screen if you're not doing it for really a professional client. There's really next to no real reason to green screen unless you really just want to put yourself in a beach or somewhere else or make it look like you're on a news set or official video, because shooting a green screen is really challenging. James Wedmore, who's an online video marketer, you've probably seen his videos as well. He does a great job with his videos, but he graduated from film school. He's more on the professional level. And so he definitely knows what he's doing. He outsources a lot of his production. He has help with his videos. So, it's just a different level of production. Green screen is a different level of production. So I have a green screen. I'm shooting in front of a green screen right now. I have a green screen in my home studio. I've used it to shoot green screen videos before, but I really prefer just to use the green screen as a background. And I do that for a couple of reasons. I could use the white background, which is the Apple look that so many people go for. But I don't really care for the white background necessarily for a couple of reasons. First of all, I come from news. I'm a former news reporter, broadcaster, and photographers hate shooting people against white walls because it is boring. All right. White is boring. It just is. You don't want to shoot someone in front of like in a conference room where there's nothing behind them because it gets boring. It's boring to look at. That's the first reason. The second reason is because I have darker complexion and cameras can have issues with the contrast, depending upon what I'm wearing, depending upon the lighting. And in general, even when I worked in news, the suggestion was not even to wear white shirts. So why would I shoot against a white backdrop, which, it does give you that clean Apple look. But hey, like a little color, right? We need a little color in our lives. All right, so that's that. All right, so I'm going to get into this video now. And sorry for the long intro, but I wanted to set it up. So I'm going to talk about my setup. I'm going to share some tips for how small business owners can use videos to create content for their site or for their YouTube channel. Just some simple ideas to start creating content if you want to use a mobile device, because there are some simple techniques, all right? So we'll get into that now. All right, so before you start recording, you need to connect the microphone. So you always want to run the microphone up underneath your shirt to the collar. All right, you always want to do that because you want to hide the wire. Showing a wire with any sort of video production when using a lav mic or a wired mic, it just looks tacky. So that's always what I do. You're gonna hear some mic noise now, but that's what you do. And you simply clip it on. And you hopefully will be good to go. Now this clip is having issues. All right, but anyway. All right, so I'm shooting with two cameras, so I will clap also so I can sync the audio easily in post. And then take a deep breath. And we're gonna do this in one take. Then you count it down. 3, 2, 1. Amani channel with videochefs.com, and I'm super excited, more excited than my other videos because I've jumped the fence. I'm on the other side. What do I mean by that? Well, I've done a lot of tutorials of late with my iPhone. I shot a little movie with my iPhone. People are asking me about iPhone video production, smartphone video production, and iPhones just are a good angle to take because they have great apps, but you know, Android phones are no punk. That's the truth. All right, so right now I'm shooting with a Sprint LG G2. It is an amazing phone. Now you can go to someone else's channel to watch to get the specs, to get all the, you know, the drop tests and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm just gonna talk about video and how you can create professional looking videos with your Android phone. All right, so before you get shooting, you have to set up a tripod. All right, so you want to use a tripod. There are actually 4 things that you need. The tripod's one of them. You need a camera, you need lights, you need a tripod, and you need a mic. All right, you need those 4 things if you really want to stand out from the crowd. All right, so you need the camera. We have that covered. We're using the Android phone right now. We have that covered. We have lights. I have an umbrella light set up right here. I have some overhead ceiling lamp that's also providing some illumination. I also have this light behind me that's really just serving as like a backlight, kind of to add the grading effect to the background. All right, so that's my lighting situation. I usually use 2 umbrella lights, but one of them's on loan to someone else right now. So it is what it is. You just got to do what you got to do with it. All right, then you need a tripod. All right, so the tripod I'm using is a $70 fluid head tripod. You don't need to even get that if you just really want to get started. You can get like a $30 tripod from like any sort of electronics store. Wherever they sell cameras, they're going to sell a tripod. You'll be good to go. But then you need to connect your mobile device to the tripod. How do you do that? There's a device called the Universal Tripod Adapter. That's what I call it, at least. I found it on Amazon for 12 bucks, all right? And it works great because it has a spring lock on it. So it works for my iPhone, but it also works for Android phones because it has spring lock in it. So it'll stretch out to different sizes, which is great for Android phones because they come in all sorts of sizes and shapes. All right, so that's what I use to connect this phone, this camera. It is a little bit larger. I want to say it's 5 inches, I want to say. I have to look at the specs. Like I said, I'm not soldiering those specs. I'm not really concerned about that. All right, so that's what I did. All right, so we got the lights covered. We have the tripod. The last thing is the microphone. So to connect a phone, any sort of smartphone mobile device to a microphone, you can use the headphone jack because you can also talk using your earbuds, right? When you have your headset on, you can talk to your person on the phone because there's a microphone also input on the headphone jack, all right? But you need a special cable. It's called a TRRS or a 4-pin cable. And a KV Connection makes wonderful TRRS cables. The one that I'm using, that's where I got it from. Cost about 30 bucks. The microphone, I bought it from Radio Shack for 33 bucks, 34 bucks. All right, so I'm not a mathematician. My light kit costs 60 bucks. All right, so 60 bucks for the light kit. The phone, you already have it. Tripod adapter is 12 bucks. Tripod's 30 bucks to go with a cheap one, affordable one. Microphone's 30 bucks and the cable's 30 bucks. So do the math. I'm not a mathematician. Ching, whatever. It's less than, you know, 150 bucks, hopefully, all right, to get your setup. So that's amazing value considering I'm a professional. So if I was to charge someone to shoot a video, I'm not going to get into it, but it would be much more than that. All right, so we got you set up now. All right, so let's say you are a small business owner. You want to start creating videos with your smartphone, other than just, you know, creating like informational, like a vlog or podcast where you're just talking to the camera, sharing some tips or sharing some ideas or whatever. Or let's say you want to create some content. So first of all, a great video to get started with is an About Me video. So it's just a video where you explain who you are, what your business is, what service you provide, how you want to help people, what problem you're solving. Maybe share a little story or two about your family or something just to add some personalization to it. And there you go, all right? Another thing you can do is grab testimonials from your customers or clients. And that's something that I do regularly whenever I speak or present at conferences or events. So I will usually grab 1 or 2 testimonials afterwards with individuals. I'll just connect my microphone real quick. I have a few different microphones. So if you want to find out about the microphones, there's other tutorials. But you know, you just grab some quick tutorials with grab some quick interviews or testimonials from your clients, and you may want to edit those right away. You may want to hold on to those until you have a more, you know, better understanding of how you want to use those testimonials. But start collecting those now, and make sure, you know, try to, you know, if you're doing it handheld, you got to hold the camera still. So if you don't have a tripod, make sure you hold the camera still when you're interviewing people. But I really suggest you use a microphone. I really suggest you just get a tripod and really get started using professional production techniques. I know it sounds professional, but if you do it like a pro, it's just going to add that much more production value. And the reason why audio is important, don't skimp on the audio because you want to not only be seen, but it's really important to be heard. All right, so just some quick tips. All right, I know this is way longer than most of our videos, but hey, it's my first Android phone video. This is an awesome phone. I'm really impressed, and I can't say I'll make a switch, but I'm definitely impressed with this phone. And Amani channel, if you have any questions, and if you like this video, share it, subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us a question at ask@woodvideochefs.com. What else do you need? I think we got it covered. We got you covered. Peace. Do it in one take. Do it in one take because if you don't do it in one take, you'll have to edit the video, and that's just going to add production time to you cranking these videos out. And so there are some YouTube stars who like to jump cut their videos up, jump cut them up, where they're like talking and they'll jump cut it. But I just like to do it in one take, get my thoughts out there, and it just makes it. I mean, I do a significant amount of posts anyway to my videos or editing to my videos, but it just simplifies it. So that's about it. I really hope hopefully you enjoyed all these jewels that I dropped sincerely. And the last thing is, if you're just getting started, you just got to keep it up, all right? Because you will get better. When I started in TV, I sucked on camera. I mean, I sucked on air. I mean, I did. And, you know, it's just something that you just have to keep doing it. And a photographer told me one time, you just got to get your reps in, Amani. It's going to come around. And eventually it did. It took me a few years. Once you get your swag, you got your swag. And you can turn it on, you can turn it off. You can dazzle them, wow them, make them love you. All right, so that's about it. All right, hopefully you enjoy this though. All right, peace.